Hello again. Hey, I'm Jeff. Welcome to the channel. The Mac has a ton of useful keyboard shortcuts, and a lot of times when you learn one of them, that same shortcut will work across a bunch of different programs. And you can learn them. They're not that hard, really. You could write them on a sheet of paper. They even make keyboards with the shortcuts for certain programs printed on it. Or those little plastic key overlay things that will also help you cheat to learn keyboard shortcuts. And once you get them, you will love them. Hey, as we get started, I want you to know that we're calling this the Take Command series because, you know, it's a joke around the command key, but also because it's not just about keyboard shortcuts. I have a bunch of videos coming that are all about the power of the accessibility features that are on your Mac. We'll talk more about that later, but the short version is there's something in accessibility features for everybody, if not now, maybe later. And some of this stuff may be helpful to you or your friends or your family, even if you don't have non-traditional accessibility needs. If you're an advanced Mac user, you may already know these keyboard shortcuts, but if there's a family member or a friend you know who's not so familiar with them, I'd appreciate it if you would share this video with them. That helps me out a lot. I'm a little tiny baby channel and I'm just trying to get out there in the big bad YouTube city world. Making your way in the YouTube today takes everything you got. Am I gonna get a copyright strike on that? So let's get started by looking at a few keyboard shortcuts centered around the command key. It used to be called, no one cares, but it used to be called like Open Apple. There's Open Apple and Closed Apple. It's the whole thing. You can like, you know, Wikipedia the history of it if you want to. So when you're looking at keyboard shortcuts on the Mac, there's sort of four big keys that we need to be aware of to get started. We're only going to focus on one today, but let me show you what the four big boys are. You've got Command, Shift, Option, it's labeled Option on your keyboard. If you're coming from Windows, it might be Alt, but on the Mac, it's called Option. And the Control key. If you're coming from Windows, you may be used to using the Control key as the base of a lot of your keyboard shortcuts. On the Mac, the Command key is going to be the base for a lot of your shortcuts. The Control key, while there on both Mac and Windows, does something different on the Mac than it does on Windows. Today, we're going to just be looking at stuff based around the Command key. Just a few shortcuts. Here we go. So a distinction I want to make here is I'm not trying to teach you per application shortcuts. I want to teach you some global shortcuts, things that work pretty much the same or close to the same or even exactly the same across different applications, right? It's sort of first principles, you know, you want to learn a thing that if you try it in lots of different apps, it will probably work and probably work exactly as you expect. That's where all that time saving of learning keyboard shortcuts come in. Our first one is Command A. What Command A lets you do is, in most programs, it's select all, right? So if I'm typing some text, so typing some text here. But let's say I have a lot of text. I can use Command A to select all of that text, right? And that lets me do lots of different things to it. It works in other programs too. If I'm in Photoshop, I can use Command A to select all of my canvas. If I'm in a list in Apple Reminders, I can click in the list and hit Command A to select all of the reminders in that list. Generally speaking, Command A lets you select all of something, right? And it's going to be different what you're selecting all of in each application. But the idea is if you try Command A, just see what happens. See what it selects. Now be very careful after you hit Command A that you don't hit like, you know, delete or something. Because then, you know, maybe you will delete all of the stuff that you've selected, which could be all of it. Which brings us to our next shortcut, Command Z. I bet you know what that one is. Command Z. That is undo. Right? So you did something, you made a mistake, you want to undo it, Command Z. But what if you want to redo the thing that you just undid. Let's say I'm in Final Cut and I made a few edits, right? Here's an edit, here's an edit, here's an edit. I can undo the edits that I just made by hitting Command Z, right? Good for me. But let's say, oh no, I wish that I hadn't undone those edits. I'd actually meant to keep them. I've changed my mind, but I don't exactly remember on what frames I made the edit. Guess what? I can redo. Just like you can undo, I can redo. So this applies to anything that you've undone. If you've undone it, usually you can redo it as well. Redoing is Command Shift Z. It's 3 keys, and that brings us to a new idea called chorded keys. It's like if you've played piano, if you've ever seen anyone play piano and they make a chord on the piano, you're doing that, but with keys on your keyboard. Command, Shift, Z, 1, 3, 5, right? Or whatever, if you play piano. Looks like this. 1, 2, 2. And now those changes that I undid, I have redone. And it's much better for me to have done it that way because, boy, it's a pain in the butt to try and remember where I made those edits. It's not just for Final Cut. You can use it on pretty much anything. So let's say I wrote a whole dang novel, right? Let's say, oh gosh, I don't want to cuss. So let me delete that, right? So I deleted it. Oh gosh, maybe I should put it back in. Okay, I put it back in. Great, I undid it, right? Command Z. Oh no, I really should keep it out. You know, language, whatever. I will use Command Shift Z, and it's gone again, right? So 2 different programs, a simple task, a more complicated task, but both Command Z for undo, Command Shift Z for redo. Another easy one, taking a screenshot. Now this is a chorded keyboard shortcut. It is Command Shift 3. That will take a screenshot of the entire screen, which you can see it did right here. If I click on that, there it is, right? If I hit done, it will save it wherever I told it to save to, usually on your desktop, right here. Ta-da! A great one to know is Command Space. That brings up Spotlight. Spotlight is a place where I can search for files, I can launch programs, anything I'm kind of looking for. I hit Command Space and I can say, let me find Pages, Document, opened today. And there we go. It finds my YouTube script in Pages that I opened today, right? I could also use it to open an application like Final Cut Pro. It finds it, it opens it. Safari. Pow. Now while I'm here in Safari, let's say I didn't mean to open Safari, I can hit Command Q. Guess what? That quits the program. Command Q. Very quickly quits the program. You can use that on any program. In fact, let's combine one. So let's see, what do I have open? I have, if I hit Command Tab and hold Command, I have Pages, Text Edit, QuickTime, 1Password, and Reminders open. I didn't mean to open 1Password, so I'm going to quit it. While I'm still holding Command, right, I hit Tab to cycle through till I get to 1Password. Still holding Command, I hit Q. 1Password is now closed, right? So here's the fun one to go out on. A lot of the newer Mac keyboards have this globe key right here attached to the function button. That opens up a character viewer, shows you emoji, that kind of stuff. But if you have a Mac that's a little older that doesn't have one of these on them, there is a built-in keyboard shortcut you can use to get to the character viewer, and it is Control Command Space. Opens the character viewer. Why do you want the character viewer? Maybe you want to put some emoji in your writing, in your document, or maybe you're trying to get to some of these arrow symbols here, or these other pieces of typography like these bullets, foreign currency markers, specialty Latin stuff, special letters and symbols, math, cool parentheses if you need like the French style quotation marks. Good old web dings, not really web dings, but you know, if you need upside down question marks, so there's other ways to do that. So the character viewer is one way to find these hidden glyphs and symbols, and to be able to just copy and paste them and put them wherever you need. So that's it. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope that helped. I hope you can use these keyboard shortcuts across whatever applications that you're using. I'll be doing more videos about basics like this, and I'll also be doing videos on some more niche topics about the Mac. I'd love to have you for all of them. So if you would please like this video if you found it useful. If you would subscribe, that would really help me out. If you want to leave a comment, I respond. So I would love to be able to talk to you about your favorite Mac keyboard shortcuts or cool stuff that you know about the Mac that I don't. I love to learn from you. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I should probably exit. I didn't really think about that. I'll go this way.